How's everybody doing today? This time I'm going to record from my the balcony in my backyard, overlooking my pool and the Cucamonga Mountains, Mount Baldy. Thought it'd be a better background for my talks. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Demetrius Andrade today. He showed up at Canelo Alvarez's press conference, demanding a shot at the champ. He's a viable opponent. He's a good opponent. Canelo told him to F off and, you haven't fought anybody and this and that. Well, here's the reality of the situation, okay? You got to understand this. When you come into boxing, okay, he's an Olympian, gold, okay? He's a great fighter, gold. I don't even think he's been knocked down. He is a threat to everybody and anybody. The problem is he's a southpaw that doesn't knock people dead. Okay, he has knockouts, but he's not finishing guys in dramatic fashion, and he's a southpaw. So every matchmaker on earth is going to avoid him at all costs, unless the public demands a fight. Okay, you got to understand the business of boxing. Okay, slick southpaws are hard to fight. They're hard to look good against. They're hard to get a decision against. Okay, not to say that Canelo wouldn't get a decision, because I'm pretty sure that if they fought, that it would probably go to the cards, unless Canelo could get him out of there, which it's not going to be easy to do. And the decision's going to go Canelo's way. However, he's going to avoid this fight. It makes him look bad. And, it's a hard fight with little rewards, because he doesn't have the public following, so you're not going to make huge money on a fight like that. Okay, I heard that offers of $40 million have gone out, and this and that, and we offered you this, we offered you that. That's great. Keep offering it. Keep knocking at the door. But what you got to do, you got to get a significant name under your belt. You got to beat a Danny Jacobs. You got to beat a Golovkin. You got to beat a Charlo or somebody with a big name, to where the public's saying, wait a minute, okay, this guy Andrade is the truth. Okay, we all know he's the truth. You got to understand there's a difference between your common fan and your educated fan in boxing. The common fan is looking for knockouts. They want to see dramatic excitement and knockouts. Well, the game of boxing it's evolved throughout the years. Okay, coaches and fighters alike are teaching and learning defense at a much higher level, because as the game has evolved, people understand how important a defensive approach is to boxing and how effective it actually is. Okay, the defensive counterpuncher is one of the toughest guys to fight in today's world, probably the toughest guy to fight. So you do deserve a shot. You don't have a big name under your belt, but part of that is because these big names are going to avoid you. You're a slick southpaw that's not dropping people dead. You know what I mean? So keep winning. You got to keep showing up at press conferences. My suggestion to Andrade would be maybe be a little less nice at the press conference. Maybe, how you doing, Canelo? And that's all good. No, I like the guy. He's always been a respectful kid. I remember him in the amateurs. He beat a couple of my friends, actually. But he was the guy, in 05 to 08. He was the top guy at 152. And then he made the Olympic team. But we all knew he was good back then, okay? But in pro boxing, it takes more than being good. You have to demand the public appeal. The public has to demand to see you. And that hasn't happened with him because of the lack of big punch and knockouts, and that these bigger fighters, they're going to avoid you. The bigger fighters are going to avoid you. It's just the way it goes. You know that coming in when you're a southpaw, so you got to be that much better. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, should be able to put the fight together, but I think Eddie Hearn's avoiding the fight. I don't think Eddie Hearn wants that fight to happen. He stayed pretty quiet up there when Andrade crashed the press conference. He didn't have much to say. Well, here's the reality. He knows as well as everybody else that it's a hard fight for Canelo. It's not going to be a walk-through knockout here. This is going to be a drag-out fight. It's going to go to the cards most likely, and you're going to have to justify giving Canelo the decision, which they'll do, but it still doesn't look good. And it's not going to bring in the amount of money that him fighting a big puncher will, like a Kovalev or a Triple G or Danny Jacobs, you know, or even Billy Saunders. Billy Saunders brought a European fan base that made the fight very lucrative on the money end. So Canelo's, I mean, I'm not gonna say Canelo's ducking him. He may be avoiding him, but ducking is I don't think he's just straight up ducking the guy, you know, because if the public and his credentials demand the fight, I'm sure the fight will get made. He fought Erislandy Lara. He's fought. I mean, Canelo has fought beasts, so we can't sit here and say that the guy hasn't fought credible opponents. He's beaten everybody, and that's why he's in the position he's in. But when you're in that position, you have a lot of say-so in who you fight, and you got a lot of control and power because you're the guy. Okay, so there's a lot that goes into it. To Andrade, you're doing the right thing. You're coming to the press conferences. You got to keep demanding fights. You got to keep winning. Now, here's what we might see that I've seen before. He may get on a fight somewhere, and a promoter along with an athletic commission may ensure that a decision goes against Andrade so that he takes a loss. And that I've seen that happen before. I've seen it at the local level. I had a friend of mine that happened to. Because a promoter wants to avoid a fighter, so you put together a fight to where the decision goes the wrong way. The kid gets a loss, and what a loss does is it's an excuse not to fight him. It basically is what it is. Okay, he got beat by so and so. I mean, he's not. Then you can write him off because. He got beat by a guy that isn't on your level, and you can justify not fighting him. Say, oh no, I fight beasts. I don't fight guys that take losses. You know what I mean? And that kind of mentality. So look for that. That could happen. So Andrade he's got to land a fight with a big name. I mean, I'd say Charlo. I'd say Golovkin, Jacobs, even what's his name? The kid, Jared Hurd. That'd be you land a fight with him, beat him. You know what I mean? These are fights that he can win. They're not guaranteed wins. There's no such thing as a guaranteed win, especially against somebody like Golovkin or Canelo or somebody like that. But you got to get an opponent, and you have to make an example of him. And if you lose a decision that you should win, you got to demand a rematch and get the rematch. I mean, but understand you're kind of in an uphill battle being a slick southpaw that doesn't knock a lot of people out. Or dramatically knock people out, you know what I mean? So that's boxing, that's the game. Just understand it, at the top level, a lot of business goes into these decisions and a lot of thought about the money picture and making the money for the people involved and making sure that the future is bright. They don't want to put a damper on Canelo's record with a decision loss to a southpaw that nobody knows of. That's dangerous, you know what I mean? So it's a huge risk for little reward. Most people are not going to take huge risk, little reward. You know what I mean? You avoid that. So, like I said, I think he's avoiding Andrade, not ducking him. He's not ducking him, but he's avoiding. It's just, I mean, the kid hasn't beat anybody to demand a fight with Canelo, and Canelo is the guy. He's the top dog right now. He calls the shots, and if you get a shot, you got to have something he wants or the kind of appeal that to where he needs to fight with you. Like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant has a belt at 168. Okay, well, Canelo wants that belt, so okay, he's got something to bring to the table. So that's what I would say to Andrade. Keep fighting, dude. Keep barking. Keep coming to press conferences and make people mad at you. You got to get in their face a little bit and make them want to fight you. So that's my take on it. I hope you guys follow me and enjoy my videos here. And God bless. Please subscribe and support. Thank you.